Like I think ethics is just is there not because we are a good creature, but because we understood that it's more functional. But like you need to deal with the fact that you're an evoluted monkey.
Hey guys, welcome to the Rational Optimization Podcast. My guest today is Giulio Tosato. He's a friend of mine studying cognitive science and artificial intelligence here at Tilburg University. Shortly was in Canada presenting a paper, and he's a man like full of happiness, energies, and full of ideas. Like whenever we meet, it's like just a stream of new ideas. I think he's the person with the most ideas that I've ever met in my life. So in this episode, we talked about happiness, a new idea for a dating application, and also really dissected the idea that we humans are essentially monkeys, but how to deal with this fact. Enjoy. I made a bet with them. So we all made a bet. Like every one of us decided, like, okay, there's one thing we're gonna do for the next month that we don't want to do or that we have a hard time doing, or like we just like as a group, each of us got a challenge, and everyone has to do it like every day.
With who? Andre?
Like with Andre, Udesh, and Mark.
Okay.
And like we put it into the group, like we made a group, WhatsApp group, and we had like, okay, a challenge for a month, and you have to do it like every day. And I decided for me because I was like putting this podcast thing, or actually before the plan was to do YouTube. Because like with the podcast it's really super hard to grow, it's like with the podcast nobody discovers the podcast. So I was like, I'm gonna build a big YouTube channel first, and then I'm gonna like convert it to a podcast, because the dream is a podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a camera, you can put it
exactly.
on
Yeah, exactly. And I'm doing this. It's on YouTube already, but it's like then we made the challenge. The challenge was to do every day. Like for me, it was just simple. Every day, 30 minutes work on the podcast, and for 1 month, or work on my YouTube channel or whatever. And like for 1 month, I made like no progress. I was just like every evening, I was like 1.5 an hour, like thinking about what I'm gonna do, like strategizing. And then I was in the sauna with Udesh, and he was like, "What the fuck, bro? Like 1 month, every day you work for half an hour, and you made nothing. Just do like an episode." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna do my episode." And I took this shitty photo and I just put it in
that's
there.
Good. No. Wow.
That's why the cover should.
My month thing that I'm doing now is waking up at 6:20. It's 4 days that I'm waking up at 6:20 now. Because I was so jet lagged. Because first I was in Canada, and after I was in Alaska. Like I was in Canada here, and after Alaska the week after. Yeah. So my jet lag, like my algorithm of sleeping at day is completely like gone. So it's like a reset.
4 days you woke up at
6:20.
6:20 is good.
I mean, okay. And like as a human being, it's when do you go to sleep?
I always do midnight till 8. Like
till 8.
Yeah, like I try, but I normally wake up at like 7:20 or something. So it's like, but it depends. Like,
makes sense. Like if you have more than 7 hours of sleep, you can survive.
Yeah, but I have no alarm. Like I didn't use alarm for last year, never. Like I always, my goal is to go to bed at the same time. But okay, so did you do anything to get like no jet lag? Like
no. Like the thing is, the best solution to jet lag is you come home. Okay, like you're from in Canada. Okay, like no matter, you're not going to sleep at 6 p.m. or 4 p.m. You're just going to sleep at 9 p.m. Doesn't matter. You stay awake. No, like you want to sleep, you stay awake. Like you masturbate. So you have like a spike of dopamine of 2 hours, and you can still stay awake. And after you go to sleep at 10 as a decent human being, and after you wake up at 8 the day after, it's a bit difficult. The day, like 1 day of jet lag, you're okay.
But now you did this, and you're now...
And I did this, and I was like, from now on, I will wake up at 6:20. Because before, I was having, all the, like, it's Bayesian model. It's Bayesian, like, you are used to, okay, there is the alarm at 6:20. I take the alarm, I return into bed, I stay there, and I start sleeping again. Oh, it's 8. I go out. But, like, you make a hard reset. Because it's like plasticity. it's a lot of plasticity when you're going under.
Because now you're like in a new. Like it's a new. You come again here, and then it's like, okay, now I'm gonna do this.
No, it's more because you are completely like you don't have any more habits. Like your previous habits are gone.
Yeah.
Okay, because also like in like when you're going in another country, probably you're waking up maybe sometimes at 6, sometimes at 10, sometimes at 8. So you really don't have a habit.
Yeah. Okay, and so you can build new ones.
So you can really build new ones. Like you're really entering plasticity. You're really entering random data.
So you're not waking up at 6:20 because like your jet lag tells you to, but it's like your decision.
Yeah, it's like now I have a lot of plasticity. It's a good time to build. Yeah. So
why? But when do you go to bed?
At 10:30. 10:40.
But you have to be strict about it if you want to keep this.
Yeah, but
so you're gonna be strict now, or you said 4 days a week?
Mm-hmm. No, now it's 4 days that I'm doing it.
Ah, okay.
So just 4 days. So I just returned.
But you're gonna keep going. You're gonna be strict. So you're gonna be like bedtime is.
10:30. Also before was almost 10:30 because otherwise if you're alone at home, and I need also to start reading. Otherwise I'm on YouTube and I'm searching for stuff, human stuff, like people that are doing war to each other and people that are, it's interesting.
Okay, but okay.
So actually, I asked these to Cesare. Yesterday, and I was thinking, do you think that the soldier of the Roman Empire were happier than us?
Depends on which. I'm really happy. Like I'm a super happy person. I think you're also a pretty happy person. So I think it's unlikely that, like, if you say then us, like especially then us, but if you say like then our society
in general, because you're also taking a general soldier, you're not taking.
If you say like the average, like student here or like the average person in our time and the average soldier, I think it's pretty similar. But I think it's pretty similar because as humans we always adapt. Like our happiness always adapts. I don't think you can do I believe that you can't do anything to get happier. Like
I think the thing is, if you have cancer and they are cutting one of your legs, then you are I think you are less happy than normal people, because there is something happening that is not like your baseline. You don't have anymore a baseline. But when your legs is cut, and it's like 1 or 2 years, then you have a baseline, it's stable, so you have up and downs. So
But do you think your baseline is lower?
No, I think the baseline is the same.
It's getting back, and I think it's the same with the Roman soldiers. So like they were in their life, so they were like like around here, and we are exactly like this as well.
It's really interesting when you see like third world child. Like when you see some documentaries, and you see like they have their ups and downs, like. And like maybe Elon Musk, for him is like, oh, my Tesla stock action are getting better or worse, like I got $1 billion or so. I really think I was really stunned. Like we went really really far from the Roman Empire. And things are still so similar. Like problems in society, they're really similar of 200, 300 years ago, 400 years ago.
I think we even have we have new ones, like a lot of new ones. We solved some basics, at least for us. Like we don't have to be super afraid of dying of random infections and stuff, but I don't think we're happier because of this.
No. You're just getting used to. And another thing that I was so impressed, I was like, we are getting married with a person completely randomly. We are just choosing a random
Best
person.
guess. Yeah.
It's a random.
It's not 100% random, but it's like the best guess you have.
There are like 3.5. Like is a really, and I'm thinking is it like a dog at the end? Because like you're going to get a random dog. All the dog when they're children, like babies,
True.
they're looking the same. Okay, you're just getting one, and after it's being like your dog.
And then it's your dog.
It's like,
then you love him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it a relationship? Is there a relationship the same? Like, should I just go on the street and say, yo, come here? Like maybe now it's not functioning, but in the future, I'm going to get to love you. Like, it's interesting. Obviously, it's easier to love some people that maybe click more with you, but I was really impressed, and I want to build an app now with all AI, because now there is Tinder, right? And Tinder is really, really like it's for swiping, and there is a lot of no's, no, and there is just one or two yes.
For a woman.
But like still, it's really like people on Tinder, they make money on how much time you spend on the app, so they don't want you to find someone, because if you find someone, you stop using the app. Okay.
Okay.
Like they want to keep you on the line. Like you're almost finding someone.
I think they also want you to find someone, because if you find someone, then you can tell your friends like, "Oh, Tinder is so nice."
I mean,
but they want to make you addicted.
But the thing is, like you find a match, but the problem is you have the match. You're not speaking to each other. But the thing is, what I want to do is, humans are not able to know enough people in their life, like to know all the word in their life. But AI can.
Yeah.
So now AI can know you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you give access to like your microphone during the day, or like your WhatsApp chats, it can make a pretty good like it can understand you. It can understand what person. Can understand what person you are.
Of course.
And it can say, okay, yo, listen. You have a date or two in a week. And if you say no, then you don't have the date. You cannot replace it. Okay? So you have the date, perfect. Then it's more like I match you with this person, with this other person, because I see that you're really aligned. So you make like
so you don't have to swipe.
No. It's completely effortless. It's like your microphone or your WhatsApp. It's like, oh, I know you. I know this other person too.
And you fit.
You're fitting. You're pretty.
So
fitting.
you don't even like have any contact before. You don't text us like.
And
you just meet.
And you're just meeting, and you get a date in person. Like there is no possibility to have messages nor nothing. Otherwise it's so like there is so many no's, and so like. So there are two possibilities, right? First possibility. It's not functioning. It's random. Okay.
Yeah.
Outcome is still the same. Then you're picking a random person in the world, because right now you're picking a random person in the world, right? So if you're doing something like that, you're not going to worsen your possibilities.
But
you can only get something.
You can also like train it like over time. Like in the beginning, maybe the guess is more random, and over time, like from the success, you can like teach it like okay.
Exactly.
Like in the beginning, it's of course it's shit. Like but over time, it's like
exactly.
Damn, I think a lot of people like the swiping. I think
yes, but at the same time, it's if you're searching on Google image, cute girls. It's I think from girls, a lot of girls I think are on Tinder also for boost their self-esteem.
Yes.
I feel you like it's like yo I'm not doing this, like it's crap. It's just taking away my time, and it's not really functional. And I also think that a lot of people are just there and like
I think you're right. If you have the honest intention to meet someone, then it's like.
And I think that people like like now there is the issue with privacy. But I would give away my privacy to find someone that I love, like that I truly love. And after, obviously, you can give your WhatsApp, or you can just give your notes, or you can give like complete access to the microphone, and stuff like that. And that's the thing. And you can choose a pay version in which we are not sharing the data with the partner, or like you can choose a free version, and like we share data, so we share your data. So it's and now like with LLMs they can take a huge amount of text and make persona, like you can do this stuff.
Okay, I think it's bro, you have so many ideas. Yeah. Like every time we meet, you have a new. You really want to do this, or is it just like?
No, I'm gonna do it at a certain point. Yeah. Now I'm working 16 hours per day in this last.
Bro, don't work.
Yeah,
16 hours a day. Don't do that. Yeah. It's not like.
But I mean, sometimes maybe you're not working, but you're still having the mind there. It's like laser focus, 16 hours per day. Yeah. Not today, but in the last days, yes. I'm trying to. I have this idea of making this company still with AI, and probably is happening. So I will build capital, like money with this. And provide, I think, a good service. And from that point, I will have the possibility to say, okay, I believe in this. I want to do this. Another thing that I want to do is with the insurance companies. I think they're crap because when you have when you're ill, and
health insurance.
Health insurance. So you're ill, and let's say that you have a cancer. Okay. Yeah. You have 60-70% of possibility to die. With that cancer, they know, like statistically, you have 70% of possibility to die. Yeah. And it's if you like the problem is that now a lot of people are like, okay, I go through chemo, I go through this, I go through this, and at the end they die. Yeah. 70%. So 70%. Yeah, exactly. So they don't have they don't have quality time. They have a quantity time that is awful because each time it's getting worse and painful. Because so but in general, there are other diseases, and you can say, and they cost a lot for health insurance. It's like, okay. So the patient is not happy, and health insurance is not happy. Yeah. So how do you solve that? You say, okay, listen, if you decide not to cure you, and you gave me a lot of money, I'm giving this money back to you that you can spend it in parties, in maybe family, do you want to die on a nice on the sunset looking at the sea? Okay, then we do. We have these packages. It's not that you're giving back the money, but it's like it's another way to care of a patient.
So your selling pitch for your health insurance would be?
No. I think it's not health insurance. I think I'm going to speak to some health insurances, and I will be like, "Hey, guys, you should do that. Yeah, you are going to spend less money. Yeah, and the patient will be happy. I mean, you're giving another chance. It's not that you're forcing them.
But I think if you have cancer, you want to do everything to like.
Because there is no other possibility. It's like, okay. I have cancer. Yeah. I have cancer and that's it. But if you know that there is this other, because there is not the culture of
of like allowing yourself
to die at a certain point. And if there is this program, maybe some people are like, the doctor is like, listen, you have 70%, and there's also this other possibility. You will never go on another path if you don't know that path exists. If no one ever told you that path exists. True. Like I think if I would have a 70% possibility of dying, and it depends obviously of my age and my situation and all this stuff. But I would be like, how much time do I have? And maybe I would do all the crazy stuff, and after being gonna say again, bye.
Yeah. It's that year. I don't know. I don't know if people will really use this, but it's. You just want to propose this, or you?
I think I would just want to speak with them. Have you ever thought about this? Yeah. Patient, you can start a small program. You can see that maybe they're like, okay, cool. Okay. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Making a big party before you die. And after make the funeral where people are crying, or you make it too, but it's not.
Like
Like, yo,
how funeral before you die.
How cool would it be that, you know, it's like you're there, knowing that in 2 months you're gone, and you're like partying as fuck, and you're like, you guys have cancer, I have 2 months. Do you want to tell me something? Because, you know, in 2 months I'm gone. You know, like, do you want to tell me something? Like, yo, sure. And, you know,
you can take all the drugs without consequences.
Yeah. You know, like, you can do all this. You can walk naked in the street, and, you know,
no consequences. Okay, yeah.
So I think
it's interesting idea. Yes.
I don't know if it's possible, but I think it's interesting.
I think it would be nice to give people the opportunity. I think like more choice is always better. So it's like they, of course, if like you can see, like if all people choose to take the treatment, it's fine. Like you don't have to like force them to take the money and party.
Exactly.
It's like they can just choose.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why do you want to become rich?
It's not just one reason. It's multiple. First, because it's a consequence of solving problems.
Yeah.
And doing big stuff like that I like.
Yeah.
Second, because with money.
Wait, this is the first one. Is this a reason?
This is a reason. Yeah. Like, you know, like I like solving problems. I like. It's not like why I'm becoming. It's like it's a consequence that I'm becoming.
You like solving problems on a big scale. And
That's you know, like you get a lot of money if you do that.
Yeah. True.
Secondly, if you have money, you can implement ideas.
Yeah.
Like,
so all the crazy ideas you have
every
day, like
it's like, yeah, okay, I have the money. I don't need to go to beg for an investor that gives me money.
Yeah.
Third thing is security and independence. Like you know, if something goes wrong, for example, your boss is not behaving well, or, you know, like it's, I don't like this, or like I have had problems, you know, like you're more independent.
Freedom, just decide.
Exactly. So if you at a certain point you say, I want to stop work, you know, or I want to open a food truck, it's like, okay, you can do it. And I think it's positive correlate the amount of money that you have with how good you fit in society.
Yeah.
Like, if you are doing something for society, you're having money. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And this society,
money is a consequence of solving problems.
Of solving problems for the society. And this society, you know,
unless you're like, how is it called? When you're like a politician and taking money to do like.
True. That's true. But, you know, like, even war, people that are being mercenary, and they're selling weapons. Like, you're solving problem of the society. I'm not saying this society is perfect, but I'm thinking that being part of a society is important. And yeah, so that's another thing. Like, it's not one of the main reasons. I think it's one of the little. But another thing is also from my it gives you social status.
Yeah.
And it's something that from previous trauma I was lacking a bit. So, you know, like, it's also emotional. It's not just rational. It's also like, you know, like, look over there.
Yes.
So that's it.
Okay, maybe also. Okay, what are, like, this question was pretty specific. Like, why do you want to have money? But what are your goals? Like, what is having money one of your goals? Do you have different goals, or are you just like living?
So
whatever you feel like.
My goal is to chase my ideas and to be free and to really be like without a form, like water, you know. It's like, okay, I want to do this, and, you know, at a certain point I'm like, okay, I don't fit anymore here. I want to change. I want to build a house in the mountain. So, you know, like, just retiring, I'm just saying, okay, I'm just is like my Zen garden. It's like, like I'm just taking care of it.
Yeah.
So I really would like to taking care of my family, taking care of the kids.
Wait, okay, so this is your main goal now.
There is no main. The main goal is having choices in life, and these having choices is to be happy. But it's I think it's at the end to be happy, to be present, because when you are where you want to be, it's really easy to be present. So either you're a Buddhist monkey, monk, not monkey, a Buddhist monk, and you are training yourself to be happy without water, without food, without. Exactly. Or exactly. Or otherwise, you can make you can make the environment around you change the environment. Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
What is the easiest one? And maybe you can do both.
Yeah, mixture is probably.
Exactly. So a balance is always good. But yeah, now I'm really happy. Like I have everything. I have a lot of choices. I'm waking in the morning like, wow, that's crazy. It's good.
To like your Avengers song.
Yeah. Not anymore now. I need to do it again.
Okay. I feel that it's a good goal, but so you just do you believe you can truly get happier, or is it like you think like when you change your mind, or like,
we need to define happiness. For me, it's being present in the moment.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's easier to be present when you are having sex with a girl.
Yeah.
It's easier that you're present when you are eating a really good amount of good food. It's really easy. So sometimes I think it's.
Wait, are you sure it's being present, or I think maybe it's the word is to enjoy. Happiness is.
Enjoy is a consequence of being present.
You think? Yeah.
I think they meet. Okay, I think obviously it's a personal view of what exactly. But I think it's really easy to joy in a moment when you're present.
Yeah.
But I never enjoy something if I'm not present. The more I'm present, the more I'm enjoying. It's like you're eating something good while you're looking at YouTube and you're speaking with a colleague. You're not you're a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
You need to be conscious to enjoy, and the more you're conscious, the more you can feel.
Yeah.
So I think my goal is really to be present, to not escape from the moment, to not try to be. I want to be somewhere else.
Okay. So it's like basically the goal is to be happy, and the implementation is by being present in the moment, and the way to do this is twofold: either to improve your mind or to improve your circumstances.
And you can improve both. It's not either or.
You don't have to choose
exclusive or.
You have to choose. Okay. Do you do something to improve your mind, your presence in the moment, or?
Now I'm changing a lot the environment around me to make it more aligned with me. I am meditating now. I start meditating again, but there is also this thing of having my mind that is really always seeing the good part of things. Whenever something happened, I'm like, cool. Let's see in a positive way. It has happened. Yeah. Now I can see in a negative way or in a positive way. So I'm really optimistic and this helps me.
Okay, so just like happy disposition. Yeah.
I'm always stuff happen. And I'm like, yeah, like take it as take it in a good way. Like if something goes wrong, now you can decide to be like, okay, I'm not like it's not cool and things are not changing.
Yeah.
Or you can say, okay, this happened, let's move on. And it's difficult, but at the end it makes completely sense. It's like, okay, it has happened now. How do
you don't have to be sad because it's like it's done. Like
Stoicism, the guy from the Stoic period, they were saying, if I am a slave, but I'm more free than my owner, because at least I'm free, and I can decide, think of myself. Like I have agency over myself, and my owner, he doesn't. He is completely slave of his passions. Of this maybe not relevant, but I think it's really cool to. So I think one of the important thing is to be happy. It's also be like have agency over myself. That's another goal that I have. Like
to like tame your instincts.
It's
like to be able to choose what you do.
Yeah. It's like I'm doing this. And I am not really good, but I'm working on it.
I think that's interesting because from you, whenever we talk, until I had the feeling that you like to, like you were the voice in my head that told me, bro, you are also a monkey. Like just like also like embrace being the monkey because it's like a part of you and like but you want to suppress the monkey.
I think you need to acknowledge the monkey.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to give space to the monkey. And it's not like, okay, I'm angry. Okay. Yeah. It's not that you need to say, I'm not angry. You need to be like, I acknowledge my anger, I feel it, and you know, like, and I observe it. And you know, sometimes it's like, okay, like I can, and you can weaponize stuff. Maybe you're not, like you're start doing martial art or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think there are also conflict in me, like you know, sometimes I'm like being a monkey, and some other times I'm really being strict to myself. I think you need balance. So I think you need agency, but at the same time you need to remember that you're human, but you know, you also need to remember that you have roots.
So you like training the ability to not follow your monkey, just the ability. That doesn't mean that you always have to like suppress the monkey, but you're able to.
Like, it's like when you need to do it,
you can.
You can, and when you want to let it go,
you can. Yeah.
You can.
Okay.
It's really like I can be a real monkey, and I can be a really good like a really good human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time you can decide.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's hard. Like, yeah, it's a real learning process. Actually, yesterday I made a podcast about exactly this. Like, not exactly this, but like how to do hard things. So this is like, it's so hard sometimes. Like, sometimes you just do things that you don't want to do. I don't know if it's the same for you or if you like.
Yeah. Right now I have so much freedom that I have almost no. I mean, yeah, is really low the threshold for me to be like, oh, I don't want to do this. Is really, I mean, no, is really high the threshold. Most of the things, it's really easy for me to do things, and the thing that I don't want to do, they're still cool. I don't have the thing that is like, I hate this, and I need to do this.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
It's yeah.
I feel the same, but like for example, for me, it was really hard. Like with the, for example, social media, like TikTok. I know you really hate it. I really hate it as well. It's like, for me, it was mostly like Instagram Reels, but it's like I call it TikTok because it's like all the same, like TikTok, and it's like it's making you so addicted, and then you start doing it, but you don't want to do it, and yeah, I really had to fight to against my monkey because my monkey always wanted to do this.
There are some things that they are not for, like, we are not built to do some stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes things are in a way that is even harder. They're built in a way that is even harder for you to not do that. And social media, in how they are built, they are doing reward hacking. They're hacking primary circuits in your brain. So yeah, it's not good. It's like is really not beneficial.
They have like teams of people that try to get like as much dopamine as possible out of you. So
it's really like, and I'm probably deleting my Instagram account. Also because the only
last time we met, you were like, oh, I posted 4 new pictures.
Yeah. But like, listen. So,
tell me.
People that really mean, like, that they really want to know you and hear how are you doing.
Yeah.
Just call you. Like.
Yeah.
Now we have way less deeper connection and much more.
Because of social media.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, you have, for example, I mean, I'm speaking about not if you have a company or something like that, but just for friends, like, you have people that you don't meet for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And you even forgot their names. And like, you're there and you're like, okay, I see what they're doing, but does it give me anything? Like, am I anymore writing to this? Like, am I gonna write to this person at a certain point in my life again? Or it's like, at a certain point, I think if you're not having Instagram or TikTok or social media, and you're a human being, and you need contact, you strive for having contact.
You will search. Okay.
Then.
So you create your environment. Yeah.
You will be like, hey. Hi, person, like, come to that's the thing. So we are striving for contact, and if you are stopping doing it, that's like.
But you, like, I, for example, I just don't use Instagram. I just don't, or it's not true. Like, once a week or something, I go on Instagram, and it's like because somebody wrote me a message via Instagram, and I have to go on, and then I'm like stuck there for like 20 minutes looking through all the people I follow. But like, otherwise, I don't go on. But that doesn't mean that I delete my account. Like, you want to delete your account because, like, for other people, it's like for your, like, for other people to see what you are doing. Like, some people may want to do it.
Like, the thing is,
like, you can keep your account, but just don't use Instagram. You don't have to.
I was doing that, but I'm like, these people that are, if they want to know what I'm doing, they write to me.
But isn't it more likely if they see like a post of you like doing something interesting, they're like, oh, damn, Giulio's doing like this thing with their eye, and I'm really interested, and then they write. Like, maybe this is like they're more likely to write you if you keep your account.
Yes, but I think that Instagram is not the place to show that you're doing cool things. I think LinkedIn is more, like, it's like, I'm here, and
doing
Instagram is more, like,
beautiful pictures.
I was able to train my algorithm on Instagram
Yeah.
to show me like girls that were just like like barely like doing stuff that you can do on Instagram, and it goes to Pornhub. And I was like, wow, like I just saw, like, I was like, okay, like this I'm not built for this, I'm not built for this, and I was really impressed that the model was, and I was really in purpose training it. I was just clicking on, I was like, that's
like
really
trying
bad.
to see what
In
happens.
5 minutes. I was,
As interesting. You know what my Instagram look like? It's all like shirtless men with six pack doing like push-ups and like It's like, because I train my Instagram to be not this, because I think if you're a man, like Instagram is like from default when you go on Instagram there is like girls in there. And I tried to train it to don't have them in there. So I just like tapped on all the fitness content and now it's like if you go there it's like damn, it's all like it's all like men with like six pack and doing like
but at the same time you're falling in a spiral of bubble, like they're creating bubble because you know like you're iterate this self this model to show things that you like, and that's why society is so much divided nowadays, because you're just increasing you're increasing the to being on a far point, you know, like from the mean. It's like, oh, I am seeing posts from Israel and Palestine war. I like a post from Palestine. I have more posts from Palestine. And I like 2 more posts from Palestine.
And you have no more from Israel.
And you know, like it's like, and I like 3, I like 4, I like 5. You know, and I start to make an opinion on this, and I iterate this opinion, and you know it's, and sometimes you get stuck. Like for example, my YouTube was full of just Ukraine-Russia war, because I really like how war are developing in a sense of technicality. Is like how things are moving. You know, like so. And there was at some point I need to say I'm not interested, because otherwise I'm really like falling in this small hole of interests. Like I'm really like I there are so many things that I could do. There are so many things that I could experiment, and I'm just doing this each time. So it's more exploiting than it's exploring.
I have a really good, like I have a plugin for YouTube where I don't know how you call, like browser extension. I don't have any suggestions. Like there are no my YouTube. If you go on my YouTube, it's just like a black page with a search bar.
That's
and
cool.
It's like I just use like it's because whenever like before I was like I'm not gonna watch any random YouTube videos anymore. I'm just gonna use YouTube goal oriented, but it doesn't work because YouTube is so good. You go on YouTube and there's like a something that it like gives you, and you're like, oh, I want to watch this, and, and you watch the next thing, and then you watch the next thing, and it's so amazing because like my YouTube has no suggestions anymore. It's really just I have to search for something specific, then I have all the videos that are like from the search, and even if I click on the video, there are nothing on the side and stuff, and it's so like like I downloaded it, and from this moment I had like no problem.
And at the same time, like today I was searching for videos of environmentalist this stuff, like no like wait let me finish. Environmentalism that are blocking street and people are beating them. You know, like, and I was like, oh, I already saw this video. Damn, something guys. I was like I really love when people are fighting and just be there and be like, wow, they're speeding so much. And you really understand.
They're believing so much in the cause.
They're really no. Is it? I think it's something really human. I'm really fascinated. I'm understanding both sides, and I'm like eating my salad, and I'm seeing these people shouting to each other. I'm like, okay. I mean, if I would be the driver, I would be the same. If I would be the environmentalist, I would be the same. And I would be like, okay.
Cool. That's interesting. I have this plugin for like I think half a year, and I don't know if I ever watched a video like this. I don't know if I never watched a video about like the Ukraine like a fight. I've never watched a video about like people like I don't know if I ever watched a video about people fighting. It's like not my like.
I need to start reading again because I need to start reading again. That's one thing that I want to implement.
Start what?
Reading books.
Reading is good.
But I mean, I can, like, the thing is, sometimes you still need to be a monkey.
But I don't know if YouTube is like the best thing to be a monkey.
I agree.
Like
I agree. Maybe not, but
I think, for example, when you invited me for dinner, we had like this amazing tuna.
That was not so amazing, in my opinion.
It was okay. It was okay. Like, you know what was amazing?
Yeah.
The thing we dipped the bread in. This was amazing.
The aioli with
whole
pistachio.
This was amazing.
Was very good.
And salmon, but the aioli. This was amazing. Okay, but we had a good meal together. In this moment, like you're enjoying your. This is a better way of being a monkey, I think.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I agree that I'm stuck with YouTube, and I should, instead of watching it, I should speak more with people. Like I agree. It's not one of the best way, but sometimes you're alone, and you know, like you're returning at 9 p.m. because you worked and it's difficult to maybe schedule dinner, and you're searching for content for something. Like you work 16 hours, and you're like, what should I do? You know, is like really, I don't have energy to do anything, like to read, I don't have energy. I just want to be entertained a bit, you know, and yeah, there are some trade-off. There is, I think, I really like humans. Really love, and I really love humans. I really love them. We are so interesting, like awful creature and beautiful creature, shaped from a process of kill and not be killed, or like reproduce, survive, eat. Like,
yeah,
we are really peculiar. But yeah, life is not ethical at all. The process of life.
The process of evolution, the process that created us was
You know what?
Tell me.
I'm just thinking about. Like I think ethics is just is there not because we are a good creature, but because we understood that it's more functional to live in a society where you can go out and you are not raped and you are not. I like a lot when they were saying there was some demonstration about sound. I don't know. I was watching it on Instagram. It was 2 years ago, I think. There was this against. I think was women violence or something like that, and they were having this, which they were saying about having woman violence and stuff like that, and they were having this
violence against women,
women, and they were having this about educate your it's not me that need to decide how to dress. Is like educate your son. I was like, I really I was really with this. I was like, educate. It's like take care of your demon. You know, it's like take care of the monkey that is inside you.
So teach your son to be able to
teach.
Yeah.
What is our nature? You know, it's like you need to teach.
So if you teach it, you teach not the nature. It's like
you are teaching because it's not natural.
Yeah.
Maybe now in the years of evolution, it's more natural.
I think it is because like everything is like if you think about it, everything is evolution. Like
true.
Like everything, like religions. Mm-hmm. Why are there though like the few big religions? Mm-hmm. Because they are not like. Okay, maybe it's true, maybe God exists, but they're also there because those religions survived. Like, they were like, all the time there were like religions popping up. And they were like there was a religion where everyone like just like, okay, we're all gonna kill ourselves. And then they all died. So this religion doesn't exist anymore. And the next religion was like, oh, there's one God and he's the only one, and you have to tell everyone about it. And then they told everyone, and this way those religions.
That's why capitalism is the most aggressive. Is the one that
it's the one that survives. So ideas, like systems, like they survive. So it's like also the things that you teach. It's like maybe this thing would like educate your son. It's like an idea, and it's put onto the test, like onto the evolutionary test, because like maybe some people believe in it and they will try, and maybe it will fail or it will survive. And like teaching is always, I think teaching is a part of it. I think teaching drive evolution. It's the thing that divides maybe even us from like I think other animals teach as well, but not in the same level. Like
I think maybe but I really think teaching drives evolution. I agree, but slowly. In fact, a lot of things, bad things that happens when people are drinking alcohol. Because when you're drinking alcohol, you're more monkey.
More monkey, yeah.
And, you know, like the bad stuff, like, you know, like fights and you know, like people killing each other and people raping each other. But we need to I think we in this society we should embrace. We are trying to not acknowledge that we are monkeys, but we are. And I think that there is a lot of I think this society should acknowledge, hey, you're a monkey, take care of it. Instead of like we acknowledge it and take care of it in a sense of deal with this.
Learn to control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, so you're seeing someone, okay? Yeah. You're seeing a girl that is walking.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
If you comment about this beautiful looking girl, you're really bad. Like you should be banned from university if it's on campus. Okay?
Yeah.
If you say, hey, like, okay, you know, like, and if you're thinking about it, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't think about it, yeah.
But you know, like, you need to deal with the fact that you're an evoluted monkey. Like it's in your DNA to you know it's really when I'm with you guys, it's like when you're with the boys, you know, it's always like, you know, like we understand the same language, you know, so we can say it.
Yeah. But I think it's really hard because, like, for example, with my ex-girlfriend, I was talking about this, and she told me whenever she goes from her home to the train, when there are not 5 people from the car, like, honking and, like, saying something out of the window, she knows that she did dress really bad on the stage. Like, and this is something you don't want. Like, I can imagine that this is like.
I agree. That's why I'm saying we are not built to be ethical creatures. Like we are not built like we are ethical because it's good for our survival and evolution. But I don't think
it's not the nature.
It's not the nature. We are not built to be the good creature. It's like we are good. Like you're not doing bad stuff because society functions better, and your life. And your life is functioning better. Like you see, like you know, like if you're going into class, you know, and you have a bad day, and you. You understand that it's not a proactive behavior for society.
Yeah, because also for yourself.
Exactly. But you know, like if I see a girl, like tell me that like I'm like looking, I'm like, wow, like really beautiful body, and you know I'm embracing it. You know, I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it because I know that I can cause discomfort.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, like there is always a trade-off. Yeah. I'm like, okay, like I don't say it, but I'm like, damn, And you know, like you can say, I'm objectifying. Yes, I'm doing it. And the important thing is that you're not just objectifying. That's an important thing. But we cannot say not objectify. You know, I think this is unnatural. Like I can also see a girl, you know, like having an intellectual conversation, but I'm also like sometimes just like a pretty good monkey.
Okay, I understand.
And I accept it. And I'm like, hey, I'm not rejecting it. I don't care what society is telling me. It's telling me like, hey, obviously like in the limit of the law and in the limit of how harmful is this behavior for the other person.
Yeah, you don't have to like make her uncomfortable.
Exactly. Obviously, it's an interesting thing. After it's like, if the world would, how would you live? If like, how would you behave if the world would end in 10 minutes? It's an interesting. Like, I still have no answer. It's a
really hard one.
I don't know if I would be just a beast.
That's really good.
I don't know if I would be a beast or like, you know, just being like, hey, just whatever it's happening, you know. I don't know.
It's a really good question. I just wrote it down.
Yeah.
I think, like, I think I would just. I think if you would tell me now, in 10 minutes the world will end, I would be like, just sitting here and just being, just like really. Oh, I have to tell you something. I had a dream, and it was a dream. There were like, I was with some people and we had like some kind of fight. Like it was like it was like some kind of war, and we won the fight. But for some reason I knew that like it was like a mystical thing. I got like I knew that I'm gonna die in a few hours. So I was feeling fine. I was like with some friends in the supermarket, and I knew that I'm gonna die in a few hours. I was like super sure in this dream. I was like, this is like the setup, and I was in the supermarket, and I was just like, I was just starting to cry, but not because I'm like so sad that I'm gonna die, but because it's like so beautiful to be alive.
Yeah.
And I was like looking. I was in a random supermarket. I was looking at this supermarket. I was like, damn, I'm really gonna miss existing.
Yeah.
Like this is, and I think if you would tell me that the world is gonna end in 10 minutes, I would just sit here and cry because I'm so happy that I'm like so grateful that I exist.
Yeah.
Like just the maximum of being, like just the thing we talked, like being happy, like just
present,
like really present.
I agree. Let's say okay, you're not dying there. Let's say that there are no law, and no one will remember what you're doing after 10 minutes. Maybe, you know, like maybe this is a bit different. Like you're completely free from whatever, you know, like you can really do whatever you want. And I'm thinking, like it's interesting. For example, I was speaking with like, you know, I always like to throw topics like, hey, you're stuck in a bathroom with a girl, and you have a voice, and there is a voice that only the two of you hear. Is like, whatever happened in the next 10 minutes, no one will remember. And I got really different and interesting answer. And I think, for example, there are some stuff like teaching lead to more morality, and evolution lead to moral things. Like most of the people were like, I don't think that I would do anything with a girl, and I think that is a value that we have inherited from evolutionary perspective. It's like,
you think it's 100% DNA or is it taught?
I think it's I think there is a deep, like when you see someone suffering, it's like, hey, this is my peer, you know. It's like there is a human being. There is something. There is a connection. There is something that is clicking. It's like, hey, another human being. We should help each other. Something like that. I think there is a lot of nature, and there is. I think we are overestimating how much we teach and how much there is nature in us.
We underestimate how much.
We overestimating how much we can teach in our culture and how much is actually in our genes. I think there is much more in our genes than what we think. Like, I think a lot of cultural problem, I think their evolutionary problem is not culture.
Yeah. And it's hard to change this. But, okay, so we try to teach away from evolution. Like, we try to change something that is really hard to change because it's like...
It takes time to change evolution. You can. It takes time, and it's...
you don't change, like, we don't change evolution at all in the moment because everyone is surviving. There's no survival of the fittest. So, like, classic evolution is not existing anymore. Like,
yeah, that's interesting. It's true. Like, from and this is really interesting and also really dangerous because it can lead to strange theory like Nazism. But if you think, there are much more people that have disease right now that can be transmitted to the next generation just because we can cure them. Yeah. So there is much more like.
You mean like genetic? Like people.
Like if cancer is genetic, now you can cure some of them. So
they get
there is spread.
And the
diabetes. I don't know which are the.
Just say this example.
Example, yeah.
It's like
So it's. But we are augmented with technology, so like if you're able to cure it for you, you're also able to cure for your children. So child, so it's not a big road, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's just an interesting thought.
It is a super interesting thought. It's because it's like, because you want to give everyone like the chance. Because like if you were the person with the cancer, you don't want anyone to tell you, oh, you can't have children because you have cancer. Like. It's like
exactly
for sure,
exactly.
And it's like yeah.
But like I think there will be like because before there was nature that was doing the path that was like, hey, like you're not good enough to survive. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's why it was like there are all this stuff about now. It's really cruel the way in which we developed.
It's the opposite of cruel. We stopped the cruelness.
Yeah, but we developed in a okay, maybe now we're stuck, but it was like there was a lot of suffering in creating humanity.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
There was a lot of suffering.
Everything that's created is
there was the process. If you see the process,
it's so many people. Yeah,
like with the nature and like go in the. Do you like nature?
Yeah.
Go in the forest, in the jungle, in this. Stay 1 month as Andre. He was like, oh, I love nature. After I went out after 1 month in the jungle, and I was like, I respect it, and I was fucking hating it, and I was like, damn. Yeah. So there is this and probably nature hate us too, maybe. And at the same time we need each other.
No opinion. There's.
Yeah, maybe. I think nature still is a living creature, so it has goals. So it is hating and loving. Maybe not in the same way that we are doing, but is avoiding and not avoiding. If you put some, like acid, I think roots will, or like you put some sugar in some part. I don't know if sugar. I don't know. The thing that plant likes. I think plants would go there.
But they don't go there because they want to. They go there because it's like their evolution.
Because they want to. Yeah. I mean, if they have an internal agency and consciousness, we don't know. But I think they are living creatures. They have goals. Yeah. The only thing that doesn't have goals is not alive. Like is not
like a stone.
That's why it's the universe itself. You are there. It's
but like the universe itself. Would you say it's alive?
yeah, we need to define alive. I think that it's pure consciousness. It's like it's just observing. It's just the observer without judgment, without it's just like okay, there is a word, okay, everything is going okay, like there is no I mean entropy. We try to the universe try to minimize entropy. Maybe that's the goal of the universe, but I think that if you're really having no goals, you're just really looking and say okay.
Yeah. I want to learn to sometimes just say okay.
Sometimes I'm really able to say just okay. I'm really like, hey, I think like this, and the person's like, no. I'm like, okay, you're right. Like, okay, then I'm really sometimes I'm thinking like, nothing makes sense. So sometimes I just switch point. Like I'm like, okay, like I don't know if I'm doing it, maybe not. But at the same time, I really recognize that they're just opinions, and it's okay.
Nice, man. I think
It's
a good way.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed talking to you. This has been a Rational Optimization podcast. I hope you learned something. See you in the next one.